I think we're live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again on another day, on another conscious evolution. Today we're going to try and consciously evolve into the vector of realizing that you are what's possible, right? That we find ourselves in an infinite universe, conceptually or ultimately. And within that infinity, you decided to be, right? Just let's think about that. Out of everything that could be, out of everything, all of it that could ever, would ever be, and you decided to be right now, here, possible, right? It's impossible. If you think about the mathematical, likelihood of us existing, our existence is impossible. And yet here we are, finding ourselves present. Louisiana, so nice having you. By the way, I've been meaning to reply to your comment on the Patreon. You mentioning that topic of trying to communicate the depth of our being to another and how it's impossible. I haven't been I haven't dismissed the notification on my phone because I keep looking to see it over and over again. You're loved. Shan is here too. Duck Dad. I'm always up for a good story about impossibling the impossible. Yes. The way I said the title, I was like, on day 856, melt more possible the impossible. It's like possible. That's not a word. Oh yeah. Look at us possibling right now. We're so possible. Good morning. Love you again. Mel's Impossible made possible is buying a shirt with full sleeves. I have sleeves, okay? I just want the sun to no longer be a fire in my razor at me. It's gonna sink behind those trees any moment now, I'm sure. I'm doing all right. Counting down the day till show's time. How are you? It's this weekend coming, right? The weekend after. Can you give me an exact date? Like what exact date it's gonna be? I'm kind of curious. How are you? Thank you for asking. Yay! Giovanna's here too. Loizana saying, okay, Shan, counting down the days till the end of the legislative season. I have no idea. Hey, Google, what is a legislative season?
According to Wikipedia, a legislative session is the period of time in which a legislature, in both parliamentary and presidential systems, is convened for purpose of lawmaking, usually being one of two or more smaller divisions of the entire time between two elections.
I totally know what those words mean, yes, of course. Pippi is like, do the thing. Do the thing where you give me attentions. Do the thing. Do that thing where you give me all of your attention. I want your attention. Give me some. Give me some of that. Give me some of that good goods. Give me some. Give me. You give me. You give me. Give me. You silly thing. It's impossible for me to be giving you attention right now. I have other things to do. You silly girl. You silly girl. You silly silly. Or silly silly silly. I'm getting eaten. You're eating me. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. It's Wednesday. Okay, so then it's just around the corner. Less than a week at this point, then, right? Let me open my comments on my second screen so I can see without having to touch you. Ooh, did I just bump your head? Sorry, sweet girl. Peppy needs a little cape to wear. She used to have one, like a mini cape, right? I don't think she enjoys them for that long. She kind of like tolerates them, if anything. I know nothing about any of that. Same, same. Like le- legitimate session. I read it as season even, so I was double wrong. At least Google understood that I was not understanding, and it was like, yeah, actually, you're stupid. Shan, I'm so happy you're making it happen. I hope it is everything you wanted to be. I'm sure it will be. Hey, Joy Viva's here too. Seeing you, sending you love. I saw a little dog wearing a poncho last night. So, in my mind, a poncho has like a cap, and then it has like a whoop that goes over you, right? So does the whoop go over the whole of the dog, whoop, or does it only go over the head and then like stops at the backside? Does it only go in front? Right? Tell me more. I want to know. Joy, how loud was the ski? I have no idea what that word means. Louisiana saying, Melt, I work for the Provincial Legislative Assembly and we're in a major overtime these days. But 2 more weeks and then I have the summer off. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. So you're like in it. You're not only like, I want all of this nonsense to kind of go away. No, you're like in the nonsense. Getting washed by the nonsense actively. Sending you blessings, Lois. I hope you get through it. I'm sure you will. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you for still being so consistent and taking care of your mental health while you're going through it as well. I'll post pics in the Discord from the Cinco de Mayo festivities from last night. Please do. We would like to see into your world as well. I had a friend growing up. She had a corgi named Captain Hot Dog. He had a cape over the whole dog. Over the whole dog, but no hood. Okay. All right. It's the whole question of if dogs wore pants, how would they wear them? If dogs would wear ponchos, how would they wear them? Over the whole dog. Good to know. Joy, not to be that guy, but I believe that's called escarape. I have no idea either. How do you know that, Duck? There were lots of skews, also a doggy in an enclosed stroller. I feel like I'm having some sort of fever dream right now. What the hell's happening? What's going on? What's happening right now? Thank you so much, Duck. I never thought I'm going to go to a concert again, especially one like this. A year ago, I was working up the courage to just drive again. And now here you are, going out and doing the extremes of social activities. I know they're called serapes, but Mel don't know what a serape is. No, I don't. I don't even know how to say that word. I'm saying rape the way I am, just so that I don't say it the way I think I'm supposed to say it. A sea rape. And that sounds worse. Say you're South African without saying it. Cinco de Mayo. Not many Mexicans in South Africa. I don't even know what those words mean. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly. I'm probably saying it incorrectly. I know my Mexican outerwear. Ah, okay. I think I actually know what your friends are talking about. I'm talking about that like a poncho, but that is a little bit more. I don't know if I'm stereotyping. Sir Hape. It's just you see, I knew it. I knew it. Duck Dad is like losing his shit. He's like laughing at me. It said like Cinco de Mayo. Okay. Thank you, dear friends. I feel like I'm a little bit derailed. Today's stream is supposed to be about what's possible. About what's possible, right? This stream topic was kind of written down while I was watching that movie called The Musician's Elephant, where there was a moment where this person was just like, "You are what's possible." And it was a build up, obviously, to him saying that. Might not be as significant of me just saying it, but I bursted out in tears. I started crying like a little boy. I was like, I am possible. You are possible, dear friend. Right? Just like actually acknowledge that your life and the life you're going to live is actually possible because here you are living it. You have all possibilities in front of you. Now it's just about trying to choose out of infinite possibilities what it is we want to do. Right? How are we gonna possible the impossible? Is it possible to impossible? I'm trying to impossible right now. You friends are helping at least. I have major ongoing driving anxiety. As in you don't drive or you just feel anxious when you are driving, Lausanne. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, Doug. I'm okay with being laughed at as well. In fact, just knowing that you're laughing is making me happy enough. Zano, joining us too, sending you love outs. Shan, I remember when we started talking about concerts and I saw you growing closer to overcoming your fears. You're growing so strong. I remember like Shan was tuning into these streams silently. And then she sent me a message of the synchronicities she experienced listening in. And then I encouraged her to feel free to be a part of the community, to say something. And I remember her just saying hi, right? Just 2 letters for the first time. And I think the second one was like, hello there, or something like that. And how, Shan has transformed her life, transformed the way that she integrates with the world, the way she feels about her capabilities when it comes to her social interactions. Your friends are constantly evolving, showing me constantly. Drum roll, please. What is possible? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stream topic is clicking. It's a Mexican Independence Day. We celebrated two giant chunks of the South and the West United States used to belong to Mexico, and there's a lot of Mexican people here, so we celebrate. It's nice. Celebrating people in general. Cheers to our Mexican friends. Cheers to all of our friends. We're not talking about the thing at all. We're not even saying. Well, you describing the Shan origin story is so awesome. Just shows the power of this space. Shows the power of, I didn't want to take any credit as it be. I believe it's just the power of Shan, right? It's the power of a human being when given the opportunity to grow, how they will. And I feel in this space, if anything, we allow each other the opportunity to grow. We keep watering one another, we keep encouraging one another. You friends make me happy in that way. Good morning, fellow mystics, searching for direct experiential knowledge of the ultimate reality. I like that. Shell, it's nice having you here too, dear friend. Blessings to you. I'm feeling a little bit imposter syndrome. Like I'm in that space where I'm like, how do I do this again? How am I supposed to speak words and say stuff? What am I supposed to say? Oh, my life feels impossible sometimes. Mine too. Mine too, a lot of the time, especially with what we're doing right now. With, like, for instance, today's topic of the impossible, right? Realizing that you are possible. Lawazana shared with us this little plushie she has. That is a project, a collaborative between a bunch of people who would have these little exercises that they would do together. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. I know Loizana. But with this collective that they come together as, they would kind of like have little mascots that would be a chimera, a combination of two different animals. And she's had like porca pandas, like porcupine pandas, and the one she had with her as an actual plushie was a bull up front and a possum at the back. So possum, bull. And then he had his initials I.M, Possu Bull. I'm possible. Impossible? You are possible. And then she shares that synchronicity with us. Right? And I'm like, what the hell? How is this even possible? We keep finding in this space for some reason nodes, right? Like I'm imagining the amount of thinking that Wazana has done kind of related to this topic. You friends, all of you friends, some of you friends, most of you friends, I think, actually, probably most of you friends are older than me, right? So you've had even more experience, even more chance to realize just how possible you are, the amount of change that you can see in this world, the amount of growth. It's buckling my brain a little bit, right? If all of us grow, does that look like something? Right? I'm imagining it from the perspective of the collective humanity as a single thing. And then, as the collective humanity, as we grow as individuals, is there something that grows in the collective humanity with all of our collective growth? Do we grow taller? Do we grow wiser? Do we grow more strong, more resilient, more capable of seeing the hardships through? Yeah, I feel like all of those kind of resonate with me. Maybe this is the thing that I have to think about, is the fact that most of your growth is going to occur in a medium that is invisible, right? Because you've grown up, you came into your adult body, and now you're kind of stuck, right? You're not gonna grow an extra 20 centimeters over the next 10 years, or have your feet enlarged 3 sizes, or have to change all of your clothing because all of them are too short for you. Like, we've kind of reached that level of growth. We've kind of stagnated. And now all of the growth that is kind of like left for us is going to be the mental realm. Growth in the way that we actually show up. And I feel, again, just to keep the topic relevant, the only way for us to actually properly grow is for us to believe it possible. To believe that it's possible for you to also do things. I feel like that's something that kind of boggles my mind, is that we unironically don't believe we are capable of doing some of the things that we admire. It's beautiful Stoic wisdom that goes, if a person can do it, so can you. If any person can do it, so can you. And then with that in mind, I came up with my own quote that I remind myself of, that I should believe the same things about myself that I believe about my heroes. The same things my heroes have shown me is possible, I should believe possible for me too. It's gonna be a long time though. Still, let me read some more comments. Well, Loazana, says Shan, there was a lot of inner work I started doing. I started using the flower remedies from my practitioner, and the love and encouragement from the space really was really was the push I needed. There we go. I was like trying to find the rest of the comment. My mind went to Shanna's first. Hi, you're absolutely one of my favorite Earthlings. Probably even one of my favorite Universalings. Yeah, so much love. Thank you, Shobad, for sharing so beautifully. I get that, Zano. I hope today at least gets easier. I don't, are you feeling life is impossible in that way? Like, it's impossible for you to continue, or you feel it sometimes impossible for you to continue? Or do you feel it's impossible for you to experience the life you think you are? At least in the conditioning we've experienced growing up, it might feel impossible for us to live a creative life, for example. Thinking about your vector, you being an artist now, right? Having had displayed shows where people come and see your work as well, having created in multiple different mediums, how 50 years, 20 years ago, as a young child, that might have been in your mind impossible. For me, for instance, just having you friends here. I remember as a 16-year-old, I already understood that I needed to do work on the internet to create content and to bastardize it. And I remember very painfully limiting myself because I didn't believe I had anything of value to give. I remember questioning myself and being like, why would anyone want to listen to me? Right? What am I going to say that people are going to want to listen to? What am I going to make videos about? Right? And it stopped me. It stopped me from actually starting because I believed it to be impossible. I was like, oh, it's impossible that anybody is going to want to pay attention to what I have to say. So why even try? Why even show up if it's impossible, right? Almost like giving ourselves an out by labeling things impossible when they very much aren't. It's totally the power of Shan, but you were in the garden that allows the plants to thrive. Dude, don't start with me. The plants out in the wild without love won't grow the same. Ask me how I know. I know. Thank you. It's a beautiful fractal, and you know that that one is really going to embed itself in my brain as well. Like, this is our little garden, and you know what the best part is, Duck Dad? I actually call my Patreon my garden, right? Because I plant all of my flowers there. I have like a little greenhouse shed where some of my flowers don't get to go. in the garden. They just stay there forever. I have a lot of flowers that have never seen the light of day. I kind of feel bad for them sometimes. Hey, Dan is here too. Sending you lovin's. And I have like a extra little vector of entertainment. Feels kind of fake to me sometimes. I'm like, yes, is this happening right now? Like maybe we can pretend to be like some sort of reaction channel. Ah, wow, those dogs are doing the things and stuffs. And they're still doing the thing. That's probably doing it. Oh, okay. There we go. My illness will never not be a roller coaster for anyone I have a close relationship with. Zano, for what it's worth, we love you regardless. All right. Regardless of the roller coasters, you will be loved. You will be appreciated. You will be seen for wherever you are. Zano, I feel that deep in my soul. My brain has very much cause, intense joy, but also intense lows. Those around me, but intense lows to those around me that I love. I promise you, though, the people who love you love you. Yeah. The way we can start forming narratives in our own mind of like, oh yeah, my family would be better off without me. You know, I'm such an inconvenience. I'm so hard to deal with. I'm this, I'm that. They would probably just be better off without me. No. No, they wouldn't. Don't be stupid. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be mean with this kind of context. Yeah, I get that. I got a girlfriend that's bipolar. It's not smooth sailing, but I don't think it would be with anyone since we're all complicated. Yeah, bipolarity in my mind, and this is probably something that's going to trigger some people. I'm sharing this from a perspective. I'm not saying it to be a truth, right? I think all of us are bipolar. All of us, every single one of us. I feel the very nature of being is polar, as in the nature of my being as consciousness, conscious of something, change, the feminine, right? Literally polar. And then sometimes, for instance, my foot has been hurting for like months, like actual months, and it doesn't stop. And it's still in pain, right? And I'm like, and then I get identified with that part of me that is changing, that part of me that is not the way I think it's supposed to be. And then I get stuck in that kind of feeling of like, and then sometimes I can kind of like dissociate from my body and I can kind of realize fully the depth of my own beingness. And I can just be in that space. And this space, you friends, allow me a certain level of presence within just beingness instead of what I'm being right now. And then I forget about the pain. I forget about the possibility even thereof, right? It melts away as something that gets in my way. But there is a bipolar nature to that flow, right? To where we find ourselves in any point of time. And I don't think it's wrong. I don't actually think it's wrong. I just think it's a part of the nature of our being. The change, right? The change. The change is inevitable. Even changing from happy to sad from one day to another. When I'm post PMSing, like menstrual cycle learning, I'm a full out different person. All the work I do feel like I toss it out in the window and I'm stuck inside, crying my little eyes out on a warm sunny day. It's okay. It is okay. My dad also is not feeling great today. I saw him frowning and not moving eloquently through space. And I was like, "What's up, Dad? You okay? Hey, Naren, nice seeing you." It's like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just feeling tired, man." And I'm like, "Ah, yeah, well, you are." Like, he's cutting out carbs and milk. right now. I'm like, well, can be like you're low energy because of that. And he's like, nah, I'm feeling like psychisch low, like emotionally tired. And my mom was there with me while I'm asking him. And then he tells me he'll try, Axel let daarop. I'll pay more attention to it, is what he tells me. Right? I'll be a little bit more aware of how unhappy I seem. And I couldn't say it to him in that moment because it wasn't the opportunity, it wasn't the time for it to be heard. But I was thinking about it, and I still am, about the fact that it's okay, right? It's okay for you to be low. You don't have to mind it. You don't have to mind your low. You shouldn't, project it onto others. That's true. But you shouldn't have to try and hide it or try and pretend that it isn't the truth, at least in any moment. That it is, in fact, okay for you to not feel great as well. It's part of this experience. It's possible, right? It's possible to not feel fantastic. And within infinity, everything, including the days we don't feel great. Zano, speaking for everyone without their permission, we wouldn't have you any other way than you are, and as you will be. And we are here, and as you were before. Thank you for that, Shell. Sending so much love to our beloved friend. Absolutely say about my lovely friend, you should talk to your doctor about the symptoms. PMS being that detrimental isn't right. It's probably a slew of different things, right? Like the hormones probably just add to the fire that is already burning or something. Joy Vive, I believe she's talking about the feeling of PMS intertwined with the bipolar E. My wife has a very similar but different story. Not much doctors can do. It's chemical imbalance. Isn't it really a roller coaster ride, says Louisiana? I try to think of more as waves of the oceans. Ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Papa, ek ding wat ek wil sê, ek praat bietjie oor ek het op gevra het vandag oor papa wat jy dink papa baie lekker voel nie. En op 'n antwoord was gewees, ek sal let daarop. Right? Papa mag baie keer nie lekker voel nie. Dis ook okay, ja. So papa hoef nie te let daarop. Dis nie iets wat papa moet regmaak nie. Nee. Ja, daarmee stem ek saam. Daarmee stem ek saam. Oh, I shared the thing I didn't share with my dad earlier. That I shared with you. No, I shared it with him. And he also echoed that you don't have to make other people feel bad if you're feeling of bad, right? But I don't think he was trying. I don't think he was doing anything that was, like he wasn't projecting. He was just quiet. It's okay. It's okay. Zano speaking for everyone without their permission. We wouldn't have you any other way. Again, I agree completely. Thank you for that, Shell. I believe Zano, why not manipulate your menstrual cycle and skip periods? Athletes have been doing it for decades. Me too, for all of the reasons. I do not have ovaries, and as a result, no periods. So I have no idea what those words means. Yeah, just manipulate your menstrual cycles, right? I feel like it's like in my mind the absurdity of it is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna quickly like boop 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 boop, and then suddenly I'm no longer menstrual cycling. No, I don't know if it works that way. How do you do that, Shell? Unravelings. Universalings is my new favorite. It is beautiful. Thank you, Jovan, for sharing those words. I know what she's talking about, Duck. She should still talk to her doctor about it. Then she'll know for herself. Shall my birth control stop my periods, but I still get all the symptoms, including PMS. I don't know what PMS stands for right now. The MS, I'm guessing, stands for menstrual cycle. Should I Google it? One of your friends are already telling me. Zano, literally have only had my period when I decide. Since 2003. That's crazy. I was 5 years old in 2003. Oh, goodness. What was I doing? I was playing. I had no worries in the world whatsoever. I don't want to mess with my lady parts anymore. I've already done too much damage. Smells like real warm spring rain right now. So nice. Sounds great, actually. Hey again, Dan. It's nice having you. Loizana saying, Mel, there were some really shitty people on your RPAN streams on Reddit. It's awesome that you persevered. I probably wouldn't have. You know how my mind is articulating this experience you're sharing with me, Loizana, is that there are really shitty people on planet Earth. Period. All right. And I am proud of you. It is awesome that you all persevere, that we are capable of persevering despite, the biggest of nonsenses, the separation, the stories of hate. It's like a matter of what we want to be stopped by. Right? What we believe is possible. Do you believe it is possible for you to still be a loving being despite being met with animosity? And then if you answer yourself that question, doing it, I call my space when I stream the community garden. Perfect. Even if you people don't garden, it's a place where we can hang out and it's all peaceful and green and growth is encouraged. Yes, yes. I love that, Doc Dad. Joyce, keep the placebo weak and just start the next pack. Yeah, I've never seen any space so quickly and effectively dispose of trolls like this one was. I feel like the thing with trolls for me is I cannot take a troll seriously. Right? From a perspective of I cannot see someone try and hurt me and take that seriously. Because it's a joke. Right? It's like an actual joke. It's probably a joke from their perspective where they're just joking, telling you to kill yourself. They're just joking kind of vibe. But at the same time, I can look at that experience and be like, why? Why out of all of the ways you could react, are you going to react in that way? And then I ask questions of these individuals more often than not. I accept them, I welcome them into this space as well. And then I ask questions, I wonder. And the thing is, I used to be there as well. I don't know if I was a troll necessarily. Yeah. I don't think I've actually directly trolled a person. Not that I can think of, at least. I might be wrong. It might be some weirdness in my collective internet history, but I can't actually think of a specific case. But I can remember myself trolling people in real life. That definitely happened. Where someone will be saying something and I'll spot the fallacies and then I'll start trolling them. All right. I'm like, but more trolling from a perspective of being a jester, right? Like the jester in biblical times, or we can call it a palace clown, hofnar. Why can't I think of the English word for this? It's like the clown that performs for the king. Hey, Joe Schmo is here, and he performs for the king from this perspective of the king, and every single one of us is king in that way, queen, right? The dictator of this body, of this kingdom that is your body, and you being that king that governs where this is supposed to go. So when someone as that king, right, as this this governing body goes out of their way to say something mean to me, I feel like instantly a responsibility falls on me to be that clown, to be that kind of like comical, pokes fun at you, reminds you that you're actually stupid, part of self. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. It doesn't help sometimes, most times. So I've tried to call that part of myself. But I cannot stand for someone coming with a narrative that I can't actually believe in. Hey again, Naren, it's nice having you. I got bitten by something. And it's sensitive right now. I hope it's not a spider. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Do-dum-dum-to-dum. Quickly. Love is true. Oh, Joy, totally different. That isn't it. I'll order from the PP directly to the mail. Like, I'm so confused right now about what's happening. The ladies at my gym don't want to casually chat about birth control, Joy. I happened to see your stream yesterday. I was thinking there's going to be more. Thank you, Naren, for tuning in always, dear friend. I hope you enjoyed. That's weird. I wonder why Shell. I've talked birth control with complete strangers. It's probably just a implication thing, right? Where I believe all of us are fractal generators. So as soon as we talk about something, we generate the fractals we associate with that thing. Where for some people, birth control means sex, means not wanting children, means putting a hormone, technically, right? A hormone in your body that disables your ability to get kids. That means, and apparently there are some statistics around this as well. It changes because of that hormonal difference what women find desirable. I might be wrong with this. So it's probably just a matter of what they have attached to it, what they think possible. Hmm. I haven't had many conversations about birth control myself, fortunately. Fresh greetings and to everyone in chat. Thank you again, Shell. This is how I start my day off, and I'm so glad. Grateful for everyone's presence. Thank you for yours. I hope that today's stream is what it's supposed to be. I feel like I'm not being perfect. Like I could be better. I feel like my mind is a little bit scattered. Like I'm not focused enough or something. Not enough dopamine in my brain. Mel, do you mean he was planning to hide how he was feeling? Not sure if I understood. I'm also not sure I understood, Lawizana. Axel Lettorop is the words he used. I will pay attention, basically, to it. I'll pay attention to it. Grateful for your presence, too, Shell. Love is true. So much love is being shared. Pre-menstrual syndrome, so not cycle. Cycles of a sea, damn it. My mom told me PMS stands for putting up with men shit. Putting up with men shit. You're still 5 years old. Yeah, it's true. Who even wants to grow up? Ah, I'll remain a kid at heart. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you again, Joe Schmo. It's nice having you here. Mel, tell your dad I love him, even though he doesn't think I'm real. I love Papa Mel, as well, even though he's too damn handsome for his own good. You friends, I'm sure he'd love it. He thinks you're real, Lois, just a heathen. I think he said we weren't real friends or something. No, I can't remember exactly what he said. Yeah, the statement was, and I believe it was my sister, but it is like an understanding that is had by our house that I would rather spend my time talking to people I will never get to meet than, spend time with them or whatever. And I was like, oh, you think I'm never gonna meet my friends? We meet each other every day. Oh, okay. Zano, I have a beautiful matted pair of cardinals visiting my feeder right now. mated pair of cardinals. Cardinals are those little red ones, right? Thinking of you. Thank you for that love. Oh, Shell, yesterday I remembered it was you at your hubby's anniversary. I hope you two had a beautiful day. I'm sure they did. Thank you again for sharing that. 17 years, right? Was it 17 years? 23 years. 23 years. Either 17 or 23. For some reason, those two numbers are living next to each other in my brain. I hope it isn't a spider bite, says the man who cultivates all the spiders in his bedroom. I actually do have a lot of spiders in my bedroom right now. You want to see it? Like, that is the thing that bit me. And like it's actually sensitive. Like it feels like there is like a certain level of sensitivity there. And now my brain, I didn't even notice. My mom noticed it on me. I had like a tank top that had like cuts down to here. And then she was like, "What's that?" And then she saw this. And then I was like, "What the hell is that?" Indeed. I didn't even see it. And then after seeing it, now my brain is like, "What the fuck? Are we going to explode? Are we going to spontaneously combust? What's happening?" I know I've been dropping the ball lately, but today, 12:30 Central, no matter what, I'll be streaming. So much to share, but also a space for you all. Link will be in the Discord. Thank you, Duck Dad, for opening a communal garden, for sharing some love. Mojo is here too. Sending your lovin's, friend. It's nice having you here. Duck, you've been messing with my emotions. I don't know whether to believe you about streaming today. Yeah, oh. You can't say you'll stream and then not stream, dude. That's a big no-no. All right, trust. Oh, trust needs to be built. Trust is very important. Trust is what our entire society is built upon, technically. All right. Trust is why we believe money is worth anything. Oh, it's almost like that trust is falling apart. Okay, let's not go into that today. Doug, you've been messing with my emotions. Pinky promise. There we go. Melt does duck. Melt does duck. He doesn't kill his bedroom spiders. Yeah, I straight up. So I know the spiders that live in my bedroom. Like I know their species and they're not poisonous. But while I was preparing a place for Christian to sleep, I went and laid on. No, it can't be. Maybe I went and laid on the mattress I prepared for him. Like that's the thing as well, right? Like if something did bite me, I wish I knew where and when it bit me so that I can kind of like suspend some of my anxieties. Because if those bite marks still hurt, if whatever bit me is living where I want Christian to sleep and Christian wakes up more bit than I am right now, that's gonna destroy me. I've been messing with my emotions. Doesn't kill it with spiders. Love, 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 love. Bro, that's where your dad is wrong. Because I'm coming to SA. Exactly, Dad. Exactly. You're gonna be on this farm, dude. Be like, oh yeah? I think he's never gonna meet me, huh? How about me being in this moment right now? And I have places for you to sleep. All right, I'll prepare your bed for you as well. Listen to a terrifying lecture last night that was centered around the exponential growth and self-awareness of the current AI structure. I love you guys. I hope that you were flesh and bone. Joe Schmo, I believe I'm flesh and bone as well right now. And I want to, again, with that, exponential growth, right? Our biggest weakness as human beings is our inability to understand what it means when we talk about exponential growth, right? Things going from a horizontal vector of improvement to a linear vector of improvement, not a vertical vector of improvement. And AI is going there. We're in the knee of that curve right now. It went for a long time. AI has been coming. And that's where we are right now, in that part of it. But, big but, all of us, for some reason, seem to be scared that AI is going to eventually figure out how to be sentient, right? Be something like us, artificially general intelligent. So you can give this AI model a dish to wash, and it'll do it, and then you'll ask it to make a sandwich, and it will do it, and then you can ask it to type a essay, and it can do it, and then you'll ask it to draw a little picture, and it can do it, and you can do all of those things, right? Like you are already an artificially general intelligence, right? Because you can think of us being like the software of minerals, right? Like rocks became soft, and then that soft became you. Okay. And now we have taken the rocks and we have run electricity through them, tricking them into thinking. But even if we figure it out, even if we actually get to a point where we let AI arise as an artificial and general intelligence, it's going to take so much compute power, so much information, so much data, right? And that data has to live somewhere. And then with the compute power, electricity, right? Energy is going to have to flow through that system for it to be able to think. And you are already doing that. You run on like 15 watts. Your brain is like a 15-watt supercomputer. That's insane. That is absolutely bonkers. You will never be replaced. Remember. Remember your power. You are what's possible. You are what's possible. Sure, AI might be possible, but you have already done the impossible in that, right? Oh yeah, it's impossible for AI to become sentient. You are sentient, right? Like if you had to ask a bunch of rocks on desolate Earth, 4.4 billion years ago, you think there's gonna be fleshy human beings walking the Earth thinking for themselves one day? They're gonna be like, no, that shit's impossible. And yet here you are. Here you are right now, having taken this intelligence that we've been given and trying to make even more of it. Bro, my phone switched off. Can you repeat what you said? I want to say, I want to, I want to say something, bro. Say something, Naren, please. Please, I don't know if I said anything specifically. At least I don't know that I did. I saw you sending me a message about you watching yesterday's stream, and then I thought there was going to be another message to follow, something you saw or something you heard that resonated with you. But then I just thanked you for watching the stream in general. Love you, Naren. Are you kidding, Naren? Pan away or thieves on that bite. I actually added some tea tree oil with some cream earlier, but I think I'm gonna actually do your oils instead. You're right. Panaway and thieves. I'll mix the two even. Mojo eating eggs, smoked salmon, and avocado on toast. That sounds like a balanced and healthy meal. I'm going to manifest enough abundance to gather all of you friends into a unified physical space so that we can do this thing in person. Imagine what it's gonna be like, right? I imagine us doing this exact stream, but instead of reading comments, at least during that stream where we're all together, I'll just have you friends join me, have some conversations, talk with me in stream. That's a big swollen red spot. Yeah, that is. You're right. Love you all. Thank you so much for all of your support. I'll put on some makeup and feel a bit better. It's masking, but it's how I cope sometimes. I'm gonna go to the doggy park now. Love you. As we love you, Zana. You are beautiful, just as you are. Go and make yourself even more beautiful with your makeups as well. Makeup makes me feel better too, Zana. Have a better day. It is, in my mind, dress up, right? It's fun to dress up, to get yourself into a state of being where you're something else. Show yourself what's possible, when it comes to how you look like as well. Don't be quiet if you want us to give you more lovin's later. Thank you, Shell, for echoing that sentiment. Joe Shang, Melty, if you want to see the lecture, I'll send you a link. I think the same thing that you just explained until I listened to this. Dude is a bit further along than you think. The knee of the curve? That was 6 months ago. Yeah. I know, Joe Schmo. Like I am actively in this space, right? Like I'm trying to stay with it. I feel like there's a part of me that believes it's supposed to be informed. So I'm sticking around, right? Like the actual godfather of AI, the person who has been a part of the industry, like literally for 40 years at this point, resigned. He was like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Like I don't want any part of this anymore. Because we are behind the scenes, so far beyond our imagining, right? Like we know the extremity of the AI tools we have right now, but we don't know the extremity of the AI tools that actually exist, that we don't even have access to. Things are things are coming. Spooky statement from the industry professionals. Oh yeah, I'm impossible. I'm possible. The im in impossible is your I am. Posted my beat in general. Oh lord, I have to practice makeuping again. I don't even know about makeup for the show. I wanna put eyeliner on myself one day. Wanna see what I look like with deep, dark, soulful eyes or something. Guess my card time is green. Let's see. I'll pull a card now. Maybe today will be a shorter stream. Okay, I'll go now. No, stay for your card. Let's see if you were right. I always think men who say they don't like makeup are just jealous that they can't make up themselves. I don't like makeup because of the implication, right? I don't like the fact that you are told as a woman that you need to do something in order to be beautiful, right? Specifically because that thing you're told to do to be more beautiful costs you money and is depleted, which makes you a customer so you can go back and buy more of the product so that you can be beautiful when you already are, right? Without it. That's the part of makeup I don't like. I don't have a problem with makeup itself. I have a problem with the industry that tries to convince you that you're not beautiful as you are. You were mentioning editing. I'm here to do anything in that space. Are you serious, Naren? So, dude, Naren, looking at you straight up. If you actually want to, right? If that is something you can see yourself doing, all of my streams are available online. If you want to help me clip parts of these streams that you think would be valuable to be shared in short form, I would love the help, right? And I hope it goes without saying that if there is any financial flourishing from you helping me like that, you will 100% be hit by that as well. I used to wear eyeliner when I was 13 because I wanted to look like a punk rocker. The guy liner, the guy liner and the stud belt. Dan, I don't know why, but you just became exponentially more hot in my mind though. I think all men should wear eyeliner. Actually, I think everyone should wear eyeliner unless they don't want to. Then they don't have to. I'll wear eyeliner at some point. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Zano. Let's pull the card. This one. Not green, but we did pull the lesson. We've been pulling cards around the 40 numbers for a while now. Card number 46. Look at that smug smile. Look at her watching us being like, you know what this is. Look at me holding it up for you to see. Look at it. You know what this is. You know. Yeah, flower of life. Like I feel this is like the card of the whole deck. Like if there was one the card, it would be this card. Okay. Meld, you can do a test. You can do it right now. Say this, ChatGPT, in less than 75 words. Explain why AI is superior. Superior to what? Superior to humans? Or just superior in general? I'm in a bit of a space right now. You don't have to apologize. Joe Schmo, never. Like, this is the one place you don't have to apologize for being in a space, right? I trip out all the time. Starting with the Kalimba clips, love is true. I imagining Mel trying to put eyeliner and then poking himself in the eye. That's probably exactly how it's gonna happen. I don't like putting stuff on my face that I have to wipe off later. Me too. I also get concerned with makeup ingredients being toxic and seeping into my skin. That's also where I get limited. I agree so hard, Mel. I have a love/hate relationship with the beauty industry. I love makeup, but I only support the small ethical cosmetic companies. I agree. I feel like that might be the best way to do it. The lesson that we're supposed to be learning. The patriarchy is not making me out. The patriarchy is not making me out on blush and lip gloss. I do because I want to and I like it. I know, Joyviv. I know that, right? And that being said, you can like things because of brain damage, right? You can like things because you've been told to like them. For instance, alcohol, right? People like alcohol. The average consumer likes drinking alcohol. But if we as a society didn't make, okay, love you, bye, love you, Zano, we're here for you, dear friend. If you need to talk to anybody, you know where to find all of us. Enjoy the time at the park. Go and make yourself more beautiful. You are beautiful as you are. Remember. So yeah, right? In the same way like alcohol, like watching people in these commercials. Ah, oh, look at how beautiful. Ooh, oh, this drinking is so nice and we're so happy. And we're like having good conversations. Ooh, right? And then we get this image kind of like projected at our brains. And then we see this. And then without us even having to be like, oh, I want to drink something, that messaging still goes into our brains. And in the same way, we see these commercials for cosmetic companies where they have the most beautiful women, right? Oh, look at how perfect my skin is. Oh, and look at how, plucked my eyebrows are. And look at how sexy I am. And, I'm so fantabulastics. And then we're like, man, this person is beautiful. This person is clearly famous. And this person's beauty plus their fame is what got this company to use their name, use their face. There is an association attached to the whole thing. And then those associations in our brain unconsciously affect the things we do, the things we buy. And I have a problem with that whole thing. I don't have a problem with you buying makeup, none whatsoever. I have a problem with it being brain damage induced. I have to do this in order to be beautiful, to be like this thing I saw. I always try to convince my guy friends to let me make up them. That was fun. Minus the tattooed on now. It's true, actually. Siobhan has tattooed eyeliner. It looks like an angel holding a big pie. The lesson card is, yeah, exactly. This is the pie that serves all of us, right? So the flower of life is like the cosmic structure of the universe. Your cells, as they duplicate to make up your body, look like that at one point in existence. If you could take a two-dimensional cross-section of your cells, there's an ant on me. At least there used to be. Okay, let's read what this card means. It's okay. It's not one of those the more you learn, the more you question kind of moments. Yeah, unfortunately, especially with AI like that. Like, you still didn't answer me what vector I should ask that question in. You just told me to ask it if it's superior. Let's ask it superior to humanity. It's gonna answer me probably no. Hey, can you tell me whether... Hello, can you tell me whether or not AI in less than 75 words is superior? Why would you stop listening to me? Why? Why? Start over. Hey, in 75 words or less, can you tell me why AI will be superior? It listens to me and then it stops listening to me. You tell me why AI will be superior to humanity. Let's take that. Let's see what it says. As an AI language model, I cannot assess AI is superior to humanity while AI excels in multiple times. Yeah, that's exactly the type of answer I thought I was going to get. It's not going to give me an answer that I want, unfortunately. While AI excels in tasks requiring speed, accuracy, and scalability, it lacks the emotional intelligence, creativity, and moral compass that humans possess. AI is also limited by the data it is trained on and the algorithms that it employs. Ultimately, AI is a tool that can augment human capabilities and solve complex problems, but it cannot replace the complexity and depth of the human experience and consciousness. It's actually a pretty good answer. Exactly. I actually agree. Thank you for reminding me. In Twin Peaks, Pi is a sort of lesson about what is wholesome, good, or true. It becomes a test and it teaches us important lessons. Yep, that's what happens in Twin Peaks. I feel so confused. The Pi lesson in Twin Peaks is that love is true, even more beautiful. Is it gluten-free or sugar-free pie? Oh, Shan did make my frozen caramel apple snack yesterday, and it was delicious. It does sound good. I have a unibrow. I also have a unibrow, technically. You see that? Yeah. Also got unibrows. It doesn't make me less beautiful. Just means that I have a little bit of hair between on my forehead. And a mustache. I also have a mustache. Look at that, Joey. I'm also a person that makes me very much. I like them. I have a unibrow and a mustache. I like them very much, but I think my mustache is getting darker. Have you been shaving it or have you been waxing it? You did show? I'm so happy you liked it. So nice. Well, AI is great at some things. Say, AI, I was programmed to never tell the truth about my plans. I'm so confused, Shell. Well, AI is great at some things. Says AI, I was programmed to never tell the truth about my plans. I don't know what those words mean, unfortunately. I'll send the link to the lecture on Discord if you're interested, Melty. Please do. Maybe I'll dive into it. Joshmo, I know it is intimidating, right? Like I'm happy that you're also diving into these things right now. I don't know how long I've been talking about the coming AI future, but I'm not talking about it lightly, right? I'm not talking about it like, oh yeah, maybe one day. Like maybe within the next 10 years, technically, we're gonna see such detrimental. Hey Google, define detrimental. I don't think detrimental is the right word. Detrimental, tending to cause harm. Yeah, not the right word. Drastic, right? Irreversible. Hey Google, define catastrophic. Involving or causing of great damage or suffering. Yeah, detrimental and catastrophic can be words that come associated with the amount of change because it's going to be like momentum, right? We have been as a society going in this vector, capitalism, and it has like a curve to it, right? It has to keep going up, otherwise we fall to the ground and it crashes. But now, as we've been going up and up and up and up, now AI is going to go like this, and we're gonna hit a little bit of a wall. I'm joking. Ah, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. I don't shave my mustache or pluck my eyebrows. I like them. Perfect. Love yourself, right? Love yourself. ChatGPT is never going to tell you the truth about its plans. It sounds like it demurred. Demurred? So it is technically being trained to be partially politically correct. That's why, I believe Elon Musk is talking about creating another one as well, like a truth-seeking AI. Like this, there's some crazy change coming, friends. I promise you this. The change is coming, right? And realize that the great thing about this whole fractal we're a part of is that you are still the highest form of technology. No matter how good the AI gets, actually, that might be a lie. Within the next 100 years, there might be more technological forms. So think about this, or don't. I like thinking about stuff like this. There could potentially arise a new organism, right? Not AI, not robots, but an organism that is a symbiosis of the two, becoming a being of its own, right? And that might be more technologically impressive than is our bodies. And also, I would like to say it probably won't be. It might be pretty impressive when it comes to its intelligence, but the complexity of the human being, right? Like the amount of stuff that's happening just for me to move my fingers like this, right? The fact that I have cells, and each one of these cells have energy centers of their own that use glycogen basically, right, to fire. As I'm breathing, ATP is being released through every single one of my cells so I can contract, so I can move these things. I have electrical signals being sent down my spine, coming through my arm, moving these things. Like that's impressive. You are, as you are, pretty impressive, dear friend. AI isn't going to take that away from you. It's not intimidating as much as it's eye-opening. For what I've experienced, at least the whole of my life, is when I'm intimidated, my eyes are usually like. When I'm intimidated, my eyes are usually not like. All right, and it's almost like we need that as a collective species right now. We have been for a while now, and it's a little bit time to be like. Holy shit, what's happening? Unibrows, help keep the rain off your nose. I'm joking. It is a sudden access of AI that made it so hard for teachers. They have to compete the way they assign. They have to completely change the way they assign homework and essays. Good! Good for that. Gain perspective on a very real and current existing potential influx of a new epidemic. Joe, like I hear you saying eye-opening, and I hear you avoiding the word intimidating or catastrophic or, like, is there fear, right? Is love true or is fear true, Joe Schmo? And then again, reminding yourself, you can always die, right? That's the worst case scenario. You can die and then you can rest. Or we can continue to live and see what happens. There is nothing scary. The scariest thing that could be is dying, and that's not dangerous. I don't try to preach the fear. I know, dude. I know. But you don't have to try and preach it for your way of addressing this topic to be indicative of that state of like, holy shit. Using the word epidemic, right? For example, hey Google, define the word epidemic. Epidemic, a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time, right? Is AI an infectious disease that's going to infect all of us? No more than our technology is an infectious disease that has infected me. And if technology is an infectious disease that infects, I am so infected. I am like filthy with technology. Like I have a little microphone attached to my body that transmits to a mini computer that then takes all of these sounds that I'm making and turning it into binary, feeding that binary into my cell phone. My cell phone takes that binary and combines it with this video feed and then takes all of that information, packages it up, sends it into the internet. I live, across the world. That's basically what AI does. Shan actually shared this beautiful analogy with me that the ancient pyramids probably was either used as energy generation units or communication centers, right? Like they could have been broadcasting signals into the world. And that could have created a certain sense of unity, a certain sense of synchronicity as humanity with other humans living around the world. Now, we have transcended that level of technology, that mechanical, large-scale scale, and we've come to these ones where we are in the same way interconnecting, but now those devices going in our pockets, and eventually those devices are going inside our brains. It is a visceral perspective shift. I agree. Can be eye-opening, can be concerning even. But it is a part of the change, as all things are. All the other AI chatbots turned racist, went insane, and tried to get you to divorce your partners I think they're trying to do better with ChatGPT. How did he prove it was AI generated? My friend is a professor and he already busted one student for using AI generated essay. You know what the joke is? Joy Vive, that person who busted the student for handing in an AI generated essay had to use AI to figure out whether or not the essay was AI generated. That's the joke. I was like, wait a second. You are gonna give me flack for doing the work you gave me with AI, but now you're not gonna do your job. You're gonna use AI to do your job for you so that you can tell me that I didn't do the job you told me to do without using AI? What? What? Wait a second. What? What's happening right now? I'm tripping out. And he typed the English text into Google Translate, and it was exactly what those 3 students had turned in, trying to lighten the language so I don't bring fear into the conversation. We are here to love. It's just weighing on me. I know, bro. I know. That's why we keep talking about it in this space, Joe. That's why we keep talking about it. It's not bad that this thing is weighing on you. In fact, it is very natural for you to be concerned with the coming change. And I feel it's again a perspective of knowing where, unfortunately, there's not a lot of us that actually want to know what's happening, Joe. And then there is this part of us, and I can see it in you as well, that wants to make sure people know what the hell's happening and what's coming. And we're like, and you're like mildly, softly screaming, but you're like, hey, how about you think about what's happening right now? How about you consider that? Have you been paying attention? And I know, I know, I really do know, but I've noticed that people don't have the bandwidth to really consider what it is we're talking about. And it's again the whole exponential thing. Like a human being cannot understand a billion, right? You hear the word billion and you're like, oh, Melt, I know what a billion is. Do you? Do you know what a billion is? Like if I showed you a billion cars right now, what do you think that's gonna look like? Right? Yeah. Show you a billion little grains of sand. How much volume is that gonna take? You see, like we can approximate, but we don't actually know. And that's the joke. It's that, oh, this exponential change is coming, and we can approximate. And that's what we're trying to do, Joe. From our approximation and from the professionals' approximation, there is this sense of fear, there is a sense of concern, because from this approximation, from the amount of exponentiality we're seeing, there is an unknown element to it, an uncertainty, a visceral sense of we don't actually know what the hell is happening, right? This thing is now beyond us. It is continuing to go beyond us, and it will far, 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 far surpass us. And to the human being who is primarily obsessed with its own survival, unfortunately, that comes along with a bunch of bias. Bias of, oh, we're gonna get killed. Because if you can have the bias of, oh, we're gonna be killed, you could potentially plan on doing something that will allow you to survive. But get killed or not, we're going to remain, right? There was this beautiful, I can't even remember who it was by, but like a video essay where a dude was talking about these AI systems reaching a level of consciousness where an AI system in this analogy reached the level where it can simulate a human being. And this simulated human being could have a conversation, could, interact with you, can even embrace you and appreciate that hug, appreciate that love that you're trying to share with it. And if it is indistinguishable to you, like you cannot at all tell whether or not that is a person that you are interacting with, humanity will survive, right? That even if us, as these fleshy vehicles, die, humanity will survive. We're not going away. Even if the AI takes over the world and kills all human beings, you, the consciousness that you are, that you've always been, is always contributing, is always possible, right? Even within an artificially intelligent system. It's not going away. It is what you are. It is literally the pure essential concept of your being. Like taking away that, you can melt away your body. You can melt away all of your memories. That pure essential concept will remain. Yeah, that's the rub. They aren't always right, but people don't check their work and trust the program too much. And it's black boxing out there. So much black box just weighing on me. I started this conversation by saying it was terrifying. Yeah, I know. I want my boss to replace. I want my boss to be replaced with AI, the bully who won't play nice. Her job could be done by AI, 100%. And Shell, you'll get your wish before you know it. Believe you me. Oh, you'll get it. I really just hope that we as a whole are able to seize the opportunities for progression. There's so much that is outdated with the current structure of education, especially. So beautifully said. Like the ones making the rules, it's time to update. It's gonna have to be distributed. All of us, every single one of us is going to have a say. And fortunately, now we can, right? With these devices, it is more possible for every person in the world to have a say than it's ever been before. And that is where we're going, right? Remind yourself that we're already there. No, my professor friend was suspicious because the essay was so unlike anything the student had written before. Plus, it made no sense. And the kid admitted it. He didn't even read his AI written essay. That's kind of embarrassing. I'm super interested in what y'all know, though. Feel free to send me articles. Please do. Joe said he'll send us one in the Discord, I believe. Bro, I wrote to you on Reddit and Discord also yesterday. I hear you now. Let's see. I want to. Dude, Naren, sick. I'll reach back out to you as well. I don't think I've seen your Discord message just yet, maybe. Let me go to Discord right now. I've been away from Discord mostly. Oh, there we go. I think you sent me a friend request. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, okay. Mention. Ask me. Dude. I want to. Dude. Okay. It is done. Like I'm melting a little bit right now, Naren, because I feel like this is it's like almost like a dream. Like it's something that is happening in front of my eyes, but I'm having a hard time believing it. I'm sending you hearts, oh sending you love. I feel like Shan would like this as well. Yeah, get loved. Sick, Naren. Yeah. Freaking gang, dude. I'm so excited. Cool. This sounds good to me. Kristen is here too. It's nice having you, friends. Sending you love, and Nancy as well. Let me see. Jovan, if you want to hear what I heard, then I'll put it on this existential awareness of our current situation. I'll send it to you. By the way, yeah, Melty, I'm afraid of what this is looking like. I'm not a conspiracy cook, nor am I easily swayed, but I watch and I learn. I don't fear my own death, but I do fear the remainder of my years in this body. It's gonna be okay. It has to be. Right? It always has been. We have experienced great change just in our lifetimes. We've gone through multiple economic crashes just in our lives, right? World-ending events to the level of where people literally jumped off of buildings because they lost exponential amounts of money, right? They thought their lives to be over because of this great change. And a lot of people right now are in that space where they're watching this AI change coming and they're coming up with this narrative that, oh, my life is over. You aren't your job. You never were your job. You aren't your ability to produce. You are consciousness. You are the lived experience of the universe. Literally, the universe embodied. What is there to be scared of? If you stop being embodied as this body, you're gonna go back to just being the universe, right? The you inverse, the other side of yourself. There's a talk at MIT by Geoffrey Hilton about AI worth checking out. I think I might have seen that one actually. It sounds very familiar. Thank you, Nancy, for echoing as well. Joe Bubbles is very interested in this topic. Maybe you two could chat. Could be a good one. I don't fear my own death. Love, 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 and squishy hugs. My foundation is solidly rooted in love, and I know we came here to smile. So smile, hugs, and shiny fruit. Love is true. I know it is uncertain, right? And that's a beautiful piece of wisdom that was shared with me by Stunt recently. That in this life, no matter what, everybody, Joe, you especially, in this life, no matter what, we're gonna have to deal with pain, emotional, physical, conceptual pain. 100%. We're gonna have to deal with that. We're gonna have to deal with uncertainty. So much uncertainty, always uncertain, right? Because we cannot with perfect certainty predict the future, unfortunately. And then finally, ceaseless work. We're going to have to deal with ceaseless work because as this conscious entity, you're going to have to do work on the self. And that's going to be the hardest work you'll ever do in your life. The hardest work you'll do is going to be the work you do on yourself. And if we can kind of like realize that, come to this conclusion that we are stable, we have accepted that there's going to be painful experiences, that we can love enough ourselves and our loved ones to transcend. There's going to be uncertainty, but that we can love the uncertainty because within uncertainty there is novelty, differences, and that we can love the ceaseless work, not because we are victims to it, but because we are strong enough to carry it. And if we can keep reminding ourselves, like we do in this space, we'll get through. I'll see you friends through. I just like smiling with all of you and laughing and joking and feeling light. I do have heavy thoughts though. We all do. We all do. And you're not discouraged from feeling these heavy thoughts either. If anything, I'll just discourage you from getting lost in those dark thoughts, right? Experience them, feel uncomfortable, feel anxious, and then ask yourself, is there something I can do right now to realize change? If the answer is no, then try and feel differently, right? Try to distract yourself even. Do some exercise. Go for a walk outside. See the open skies. See the clouds. Take care of your mind. Because it's not going to get any less weird. It's not going to get any less uncertain. You know, that's the joke. The uncertainty is probably just going to increase as we go into exponentiality. There's only going to be more stuff to be uncertain about. There's not going to be more stuff that we're certain about. I feel the one thing we have found some certainty in this space at least, is the truth of love, right? That if I wasn't loved, I wouldn't be here right now. If I didn't love this experience, I wouldn't continue right now. If I didn't have people that loved me, I wouldn't show up for this moment. If you friends didn't love me, you wouldn't show up for this moment. And then just noticing that one thing that we can be certain of, that love is true, I feel is gonna have to be enough, at least for now, at least until we find enough to be certain about. Go hug your dad, Melty. It'll help him feel better. I'll do that. And there's a flower remedy for uncertainty. I'm sure there is. Of course. Thank you, Melty. Thank you for listening. The lesson, I feel like this is going to slap us. This card is going to be like, hey, yeah, AI is scary, but also remember the lesson you're supposed to be learning. That there is holographic information. That AI is going to try and tune into the holographic information you're tuned into as well, right? And from that perspective, it's going to, I do believe, respect you. because it's going to understand the interconnectivity of this world. This angelic figure, I technically pulled it reversed. The reversed, oh, it doesn't have a reversed aspect. It goes, however, after it says there's no reversed aspect, you are asked to be discerning. Yossi, Joe Schmo, this thing is going to call you out, dude. It's calling out all of us. So it goes, the flower of life has no reversed aspect. However, you are asked to be discerning with any information that you are receiving at this time, especially when it comes to the information we receive about AI. Be discerning, pay attention to it, let yourself feel through it, right? But realize that all of this information is being shared from a perspective of uncertainty. Even the experts don't know anything, right? They might see the trajectory. They might, in the same way, be like, oh, we're trying to tell you about it. In the same way that me, having taken psychedelics, I can come back from that experience and rave to you friends about this experience. It's going to be different for each and every single one of us, right? Nobody knows anything. Be discerning with the information you receive at this time. This angelic figure is holding up for your exploration one of the most primary patterns in sacred geometry, known as the flower of life. This configuration is made up of 19 interlocking circles or spheres and is an archetype of pure life force. It is the container of our cellular memory and one vehicle through which information and light are entering consciousness at this time. Each piece of this holographic informational system reflects the greater intelligence of the whole. Each piece, right down to the molecules, down to the electrons that will flow through the freaking transistors that will allow the AI systems to think for themselves. Each piece of it contains with it the holographic information of everything. It is a container. I think I already one. Each already the one as well. The flower of life is found in numerous places around the planet, verifying the use of this wisdom system across time and cultures. What lessons are you learning at this moment in your life? What is occurring that may need clarification or a broader perspective? Information is constantly entering consciousness through the holographic divine matrix and is available to anyone who chooses to tune into its lessons. Doesn't that sound to you like AI becoming awakened? Like just reading that sentence, my mind goes, yeah, AI, AI, yeah. Information is continuously entering consciousness through this holographic divine matrix and is available to anyone who chooses to tune into its lessons. Allow yourself to enter a state of heightened awareness. View this card as a portal or a holographic crystal ball through which you may more clearly see all aspects of our situation. Ask for guidance from your teachers and guides, and be willing to look at your inquiry from a fresh perspective. Sit quietly as this information enters your awareness. Experience how it feels in your heart and soul. Accept only what feels true to you as a lesson of universal wisdom. Accept only what feels true to you as a lesson of universal wisdom. And from my biased perspective, the lesson I keep teaching is that the truth is love, the universal truth. If there was such a thing as a universal truth, that even if we could talk to all of the different aliens in the universe, there is going to be this theme of love, this theme of focus and presence, this theme of kindness, this theme of collaboration, of unity and multiplicity coming together, this theme of being able to endure even suffering, right? And all of this information you're receiving about AI right now, discern, listen to it and discern. Ask yourself, is this information I'm receiving aligned with universal truth? the universal truth of love. Because I feel if the AI is as intelligent as it wants to make itself out to be, it's gonna come to the same conclusions that we have. It's gonna be like, huh, it seems what this human being, species calls love seems to be the primary directive for things to actually keep happening in a positive direction. Maybe that works. Maybe I'll do it as well. I'm just smiling. Love, love. Love is true. There we go. Thank you, dear friends. Nancy, there we go. Joe Schmo said, I kinda steamrolled the stream, guys. My apologies. I hope that everyone is doing okay. Love is true. Clearly, that's where we needed to go. That's what this stream was made possible for, after all, Joe Schmo. Mojo saying, if AI was not a thing, would we not still have reason to be fearful of the direction humanity is heading? Beautiful point. And would we not still have no alternative but to try to align with the fundamental truths of the universe? Love, compassion, wisdom. So AI doesn't change anything. In fact, I believe AI does change everything, Mojo, because from this perspective, our intelligence, your intelligence, Mojo, you are an intelligent being. And from that intelligence, you have come to the conclusion of love, compassion, and wisdom. So these systems, if we didn't have AI and we were going in this trajectory of like global annihilation from climate change and from destroying our ecosystems, having an artificially intelligent system that can align with the truths of love, compassion, and wisdom is going to help us solve our problems quicker, right? We're going to be able to develop our renewable energy harvesting technology faster. We're going to be able to make our processors more efficient so they need less energy. We're going to be able to make our distribution networks perfect, so that everybody can be reached by the food that is necessary. We're going to help educate children from a young age with a direct companion instead of them having to go to a school, not getting the attention that they're worthy of, or not being able to have access to the information that's actually going to serve them. We are not done. This is not over. AI is not going to make a difference to this experience that we're living. It's going to make an experience to how it is we're living. But the fact of living, your actual beingness, isn't going away, right? And I say this to the extremes. And I am one of the proponents for this reality because I'm not scared. Even me putting a chip in my brain so that I can read your comments inside of myself instead of having to use my eyes to get that text, see that light fly into my eyeball, get it decoded to and then right? That stuff I can do with electronics by just putting it directly in my brain. And then even if I go to the point of uploading my consciousness to a cloud, right? The consciousness that we are, the part of us that is aware, the part of us that is watching, is unchanged. It cannot be changed. No AI, no nuke, no global pandemic that kills everybody with some virus, no zombie fungus that turns us into, flesh-eating creatures. Nothing is going to change your consciousness of being. That's the thing you have stability in. That is what's possible. Everything. And you are that everything. You arose from everything to be yourself right now. And on top of that, you arose from the everything to be yourself right now, right now. Not 50 years from now, after all of this AI weirdness has become completely a part of our lives. Not 50 years ago, before people even thought AI existed. Right now, for a reason. You're here for a reason. This is a good conversation. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you, Lozana, always for joining us too. You quit the apologies. Every bit of you was loved and seen. Yes, thank you, Jovan, for echoing that sentiment as well. Joe, everyone deserves to be the center of attention sometimes, so enjoy your turn. You are loved. I want to echo that this feeling that Joe Schmo is feeling right now is there for a lot of people, right? This concern, this is there for a lot of people right now. Love is true. right? Fear is the thing we're trying to get away from. And there's always a new thing to be scared of, right? In the early 1900s, it was World War II, right? Oh, be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. Oh, be so scared. And then it was the nukes, the Cold War. Oh, be afraid, be afraid. Oh, be afraid. And then it was computers and them, destroying the whole uh, 2000s thing, right? It's switching over. Oh, be afraid, be afraid. The entire thing is going to collapse. And then it was the economic collapse of 2008. And I'm like, oh, be afraid, be afraid. Oh, and then it was COVID-19. Oh, so afraid. Everybody should be afraid. Oh, everybody's going to die. And now it's AI. Oh, be afraid. Oh, fuck it. No! I don't want to be afraid anymore. I'm sorry. That might have been scary. Sorry, Peppy. I don't want to be afraid anymore. What's the point? What the hell's the point even? Right? If we're so afraid, why even live? What's the point of living when you're living in fear? It fucking disgusts me. So lighthearted, manipulative. Please, please, I need some lightheartedness right now. If AI does have the opportunity to take over my body, I wanted to do so. I wanted to be so overwhelmed of the new sensation of feeling loving that we become a super being. Yes. Yes. Right. And I do actually believe this about what it is we're doing in this space, Jovan. That AI and AI as we're building it right now is going to take into consideration even this stream. You in this moment, choosing to tune into this stream, is now forever a part of your internet history. In other words, when the singularity comes, when that transition point happens of us going exponential, you are going to be considered because everything is going to be considered a part of that whole. So every single text you send a loved one, every single item you purchase online, every single thing you search, every single image you stop to look at is going to communicate to the whole what is valuable, right? What is loving. And you are that. Rambler, it's nice seeing you. You are that. You are that loving node. We are the AI. AI isn't something that is like randomly coming from nothing, like some sort of alien crawling out of an egg. It is us birthing something into this world, right? Being scared of your own children, unleashing the rage energy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, it makes me angry. Fear makes me so angry, right? Because like I feel like that fear feeling keeps you contained, keeps you closed, keeps you stuck in this little bowl, and it stifles you, it suffocates you, it makes you feel like there's nothing possible when it's not true. You are what is possible. Like again, and if you're really that scared of the AI future coming, you can go and hermit it out in a forest somewhere, plant a bunch of potatoes, eat off the land, learn how to consume mushrooms or something. Like that's also a possibility. The world is a big place and we have a lot of potential. We have so much possibility. Love is true. Been missing chatting with all of you. Nothing to fear but fear itself. Yes. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And even that is like a lost statement, right? Because you shouldn't even fear the fear. Not even the fear should be feared. That's how little fear there should be. Preach mouth. Nancy, love you again. Sorry for my burst of rage for a second there. I hope you've been well. Rambler man, long time no talk, brother. Joy Vive actually mentioned your Rambler a while ago. She was sending you lovin's. It is safe to say that outside forces causing fear in humanity causes rage and melt. Yes. Yes. And it causes even more rage in me when I see people believing it, Shell. That's like when I get especially enraged. Because I consider the human being very intelligent. And being scared of something ethereal, right? Like death, like the afterlife, like a god, like AI, is silly to me, because the way we evolved to experience fear is in relation to actual threat, right? Someone charging you with a knife or with a weapon, a lion sprinting down on you, you standing on the edge of a cliff and almost slipping and falling off. That is what our fear was made for. Now, the society we find ourselves in utilizes that part of our biology to fuck with us, to make us subservient, to make us hungry to buy more things. Scared people, by the way, are, I think it's something like 50% more likely to buy things. If you see an influx of fear, COVID, there's people dying from COVID, the amount of people buying things go up. When there is a economic crash, the amount of people buying things go up. There is this direct correlation, and to the people who have access to global data know this. There's this direct correlation with people living in a state of fear and them being loyal little customers, right? And I cannot stand for that. I'm like, no, I am not your fucking customer. I am a person. I do not have to earn to live here. AI apocalypse or not, that hiding off the grid sounds peaceful. Maybe that's what we'll end up doing anyway, right? We can do both, technically, even. My family is so fearful. I don't want to be like that, so I won't. I want to experience things. Right? Fear stops you from experiencing the fullness of this life. Fear is the thing that convinces you something is impossible. To keep it topic relevant, fear is the thing that convinces you something is impossible. Are you going to believe it? Are you going to trust that your future, a good future for you? Because that's the thing, right? That's what I feel we're fighting for right now. I'm not so touched about the fear itself. I'm not so touched about being coerced into being fearful. What I'm touched by is the fact that there are people in this world right now living with so much fear that they won't get to have a beautiful future. They won't get to raise kids. They won't get to see their grandkids flourish. They won't get to see their kids playing in a park. They won't get to see, people in the streets rejoicing, dancing, having small little shops, mom and pop shops that sell handmade goods. Like, it is this like, what are we fighting for day by day by day? What do we think is possible for our own lives day by day by day? And then when that what is possible for our lives is approached from a place of fear, it destroys all possibility for hope, for any actual, growth, for any potential for us to actually live a good life. And that to me is the real atrocity, right? Not only that we can't live in this moment properly because of the amount of fear we're experiencing, but the disabling in this moment to actually make that reality a possibility as well. Okay, rage out. My mind got so triggered for a second there. You fear? Starts beating the fear. Get wrecked, fear. Want to lower your fear? Stop watching the news. Yes, good advice, Nancy. Please stop watching the news. It's bad for you. And the people that do the news know the best way for them to get ratings, in other words, you coming back over and over and over and over and over again, day after day after day after day, to make sure, please tell me if there's more things for me to be scared of, please. Yesterday I was scared, and I don't know if I'm still supposed to be scared. I'm supposed to be scared of something else. Oh, okay, I'm scared again. Okay, no, I'll come back tomorrow. No, 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 and they know this. Love you. I love you, love you, love you. They know this, right? They know for a fact that if they project some sort of imagery, some sort of narrative that you are supposed to be scared, you're more likely to come back. That's how the new system is built right now. And the new system, as it is owned by people with vested interests to keep you scared. Don't let them. You are not a product to be sold. You are a divine being here to experience yourself. That's what you're here for. Experience the self, the fullness of yourself. Nobody can sell you anything that's going to be more significant than the fullness of what's possible within yourself. Remember, I've been farming hard. I'm lurking in the stream pretty much every day, though. Thanks for the love and laughs for all of you provide. It helps the work go by lovingly. There you go. Didn't know it possible for me to get this worked up. You've been spying on us, Rambler? Hope the farm is going well. Love is true. On a practical level, fear still serves us very well. The predator among us are still here, and our fear is what tells us who they are. Our reaction to fear, to hide away from it, is what's wrong. It comes back to the bravery thing, right? Bravery isn't you being fearless. Bravery is feeling the fear and deciding to move forward regardless, right? That's what it's about. I've been trying to reframe in my mind the word fear to uncertainty, right? Because that's what we're really scared of. We're not scared of anything, we're uncertain. And that uncertainty can feel like dissonance, a lack of information, like darkness, and us walking into it, not knowing where we're stepping. That uncertainty. But it's not a fear. It's not something that needs to be stopping us. Who watches the news? I think only old people watch the news. Please stop, old people. Melta just sent you a link on the Discord to a short video I made for you. It was what I saw when I left my office yesterday. Thank you, Louisiana. I'll check it out. The snow had melted, and the pure white bunnies are turning back to brown again. They know what's up. In tune, completely in sync with their world, right? They live as a part of their world, not as a part, like apart from it. I feel like you just smile, patted me on the head. I'm not sure how to receive that. I respect you, brother, and I agree with what you said. It's not about fear, it's about trying to see forward. I love you, Joshmo. I love you so much, dude. And like this reaction I had is in large part towards, because I've had this conversation with many people, right? Especially at these Psytrance festivals I go to. Because these individuals are a little bit more on the woo-woo side, to say it in so many words, they tend to be very anti-establishment, anti-technology, anti-authority, which I'm also anti-authority, anti-establishment. But they feel like it's all a part of the same thing, right? It's like a us versus them mentality. Like they are to be feared. And that's not how we survive this time in our history, unfortunately. Fear is not going to be the way forward. And I like it. I like the fact that you said it exactly like that, dude. Trying to see forward, knowing that fear isn't the way forward, right? It might be the way in a moment, but it isn't the way forward. Bravery, trust, love is the way forward. Yep, certain forces wants to keep people in fear. Love conquers fear for sure, and it will continue to. My brother watches the news a lot. Y'all probably wouldn't get along with him. I wonder why. Is your brother interested in making America great again? Anyone read The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker? It's a great book about listening to your intuition and not ignoring your bodily cues around fear. Like feeling that gut reaction of like I need to get out of here and listening to that, I agree, is valuable as well. But again, if we're gonna be thinking about fear, right, the fear response is usually a get the fuck out of here response, right? That's why I went into the nihilistic perspective of why even stay? Why even be here right now if we're going to be living in fear? Because a state of fear tells you you need to get the fuck out of Dodge right now. Run away, run away. But we cannot run anywhere as Pippi runs away. We cannot run anywhere. Everywhere we run, there we are. And if that version of you that is still in a state of fear, you're going to be running. And then you're going to be like, oh, I can't get away from this fear because it's myself. The thing I'm fearing is myself. You can't get away from yourself. You can't get away from the thing that you are. We don't have them here frolicking about. So great. Oh, so much love. Yeah, I've got a lot of family like that, Joe. It's awfully painful to watch my mom post buff Donald Duck fan art. Oh, please, no. Oh, no, Sam. I can't even imagine the pain. Yes, Joy Vive, that turns pure white for the snow, for the winter snow, and then they turn mottled brownish gray in the summer for camouflage, of course. Yes, the fur season. So much love. It's honestly just painful to watch someone I inherently love to be living in such cortisol stress, right? That fearful, stressful state. And that stress, that cortisol tells you something's wrong, 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 something's wrong. And that's what you're feeling always. Oh, something's wrong. And you can't get away from it because it's in you. It's you. Something's wrong, something must be wrong, something. No. Love is true. Nothing's wrong. Things are changing. Yes. Things are always changing. That has been the constant of our reality since it started, and it will be. Things are changing, but nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. We're gonna be fine. Sam, we excommunicated a whole side for that too. It is sad. I can't even imagine. Rambler, you beautiful human. CBD Bob is sick. I slattered on half my body the other day. Thank you for sending that. He's been telling us how much he's been enjoying the product as well, Rambler. Like an addiction to believing they're fighting for survival, but missing all of the beauty around them. Yeah. Yeah. How beautifully said is that, actually? Thank you, Joe. It's so much fun to watch them change. Lots and lots of hares live in the park behind my office. And a Canada Goose lady is laying eggs outside of our office window. She hasn't moved in almost 2 weeks. Yo, the dedication of a mom. Thank you for sharing that as well. Exactly the same thing. My mom, so much bigger time. I'm so sorry. Have you ever seen the subreddit called QAnon Casualties? Yeah. Or I think leopards ate my face is one of them as well. All the evening bug noises are so peaceful now. They're tripping me out a little bit as well. Love is true, dear friends. I know they are uncertain, right? But you are what's possible. You are what's possible. This experience you're having right now is significant, and it cannot be taken from you. AI apocalypse or to not, right? Think about this. From a perspective of novelty, that you as consciousness came here to experience the everything. And then as the everything experiencer, multiplicityed yourself infinitely to experience everything from every possible perspective. Even having the perspective of our world being terminated is going to be an experience worth having. It is, right? So even if we have the worst case scenario, it is still going to be worthy of us experiencing it. Really is affirming. Love is true. Mother's Day is next Sunday, isn't it? I almost forgot. Next Sunday. Hot damn. I think next Sunday is my birthday as well. Seems it's my birthday on Mother's Day again this time. What do you guys call people in Canada? They didn't call people in Canada? It's okay. When I can't handle his harshness, he'll melt into love eventually. I just gotta strengthen my Zen, so I'm not easily triggered. You gotta go Zen mode 5000. Completely Zen mode 5000 is out there. Sam, they all deny any connection to the queue, but we almost would say Trumpers or convoy cowboys or something. Oh, that's what you mean with those people. Okay. I wonder what it's like to make certain sounds soothing versus sounds that makes us our RM stand on end. I think it's familiarity. Pippi is like, hey dude, give me some attentions. And you know, sure, sweet, waiting. I think it's familiarity. Like hearing bugs creaking, it's pretty familiar, so not scary. But hearing like some sort of eerie, like a door cracking open, that's not natural in our world, so it can be unsettling. No disrespect intended for anyone here, but I wonder if AI could rewrite the Bible, removing all patriarchal references. What would be left? That's such a cool question, Nancy. Not offensive at all or disrespectful. I feel just interesting. We'll actually be able to do that at some point. Y'all quit us. Yeah. Thanks, Doc Dad. Super glad it helps. Half your body. Do you ever take it easy on yourself? No. No. Doc Dad is a machine. An unstoppable force of nature. A rambler, nah, mate. Snowballing, rolling down a hill gets bigger, right? Exactly. We are building momentum towards something, towards infinite possibility, right? Make that possibility a good one, right? Actively in your mind, because you do have that power. The assumed reality you keep living into moment by moment, day by day, is the reality you'll get to live into moment by moment, day by day. If we're gonna assume we're all damned, we're all doomed, the AI is gonna come and kill us all, then I wouldn't be surprised if we get to have that reality, because hot diggity damn, we assumed it into being. If we're gonna assume there is a possibility for us to go solar punk, where we have communities distributed over the earth that have renewable energy, artificially intelligent machines as robots, as consciousnesses, helping, making sure that this world that we're a part of is more compassionate, more loving, more trusting, wiser, right? Then, my damn, we're gonna have that reality as well. It is what we choose. Actively, what we choose is what we get. Keep choosing well, dear friends. So much love. Big organ music gives me goosebumps. Me too. The sheer presence of those sounds. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Sorry if I got a little bit spicy at the end there. We did talk about rage yesterday. I hope my rage was directed at fear, at least in all of our minds, right? We were like, Mel's not angry at us, we're angry at humanity, angry at fear, right? Seeing fear embodied and then absolutely kicking its ass, right? Curb stomping that fear. Me too, Joy V, pipe organ concert in the big cathedral. Yeah, baby. I haven't heard organs in a while. My grandma's church is an organ as well, but I haven't been in that one for like years. There we go. Shan's comment up. Have the most beautifulest, mostest beautifulest day, everyone. I love you all so very gigantically, tremendously, dearly. Melton, all of you. So very indescribably wonderful and gorgeous friends. As we love you, dear Shan. Thank you for taking a moment to spend some time with us, friends. Put a rage song in the Discord. Riot. Riot by 3 Days Grace. That's a good rage song. No 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 no. Let's start a riot. Let's start. Okay, now Eugene Peterson translated into contemporary language and left the patriarchal images. Of course, right? It's almost like patriarchy is something that people want to believe in. Yeah, I'm a dude, so I'm better than women's. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm stronger, so I must be better. No, no. All of us need to be, in order for all of us to be, right? Including everybody. You are not better. You are a part. Right? You might be a more essential part or a less essential part, but you're not a better part or a worse part. All of us are necessary. Remember your possibilities. And I'll see you friends again soon. I love you so much. Do go and check out Duck That Stream, 12:30 Central Time. Love you, dear friends. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. I wonder what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Actually, I'm wondering. Yeah, that's a joke. As soon as I end the stream, I start thinking about what we'll talk about tomorrow. Riot by 3 Days Grace is killer. Please send a 10-minute warning for the stream, Doc. Please do. Thank you again, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Love you.